Hello, everybody. I've got um, the TR show here for you today. I'm glad I got the two things so I can add him to the moderator list finally. While he's in here. And there he is right there. So I put the link out there for him so he can pop up whenever he wants. And there is Melnetti. Hello, Casual Girl. Hello, Bob Raptor and Joe. Hello, Britain Farm Homestead. Um, Hope all you guys are well today. Carolina Hillbilly, hello. Ardes, hello. Happy Place, hello. Hello, Eric the Goat Guy. How are you, man? Hope you're well. Well, and anybody that were over there at Daydream um, this morning, just so you know, I helped Daydream because I found a little app program to be able to do the show onto podcast form. So for everybody listening right now on the podcast, hello to you guys as well that aren't here live. If you want to be here live, you can come to the Bob's Adventures on Wheels uh, YouTube channel, and you can come and be here live with everybody else that's in the chat room. Um, and like Shauna Craft and Linda Barker, they're usually here hanging out. Um, so yeah, I helped Daydream set up his podcast now. So we both have podcasts there on Anchor. Um, and the cool thing is, if you use Anchor, you can leave voice messages to each other. So we've got like little voice messages in the things now. So TR down here, I'm going to pop him up now and bring him up. Hello.
Really making sounds. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if you still got your YouTube playing.
Um. Am I echoing on my end? Hello. How are you?
I am good. I'm echoing back. My voice is echoing back to me.
Okay. All right. I need to turn something off then.
Yeah. That's why it says usually a YouTube playing.
My YouTube is off, so I don't know what is happening.
It is feeding back through. Let me try.
Is it better now?
Um, no, it's still coming back on my end.
All right.
I don't know why it's doing that.
All right. I'm gonna try another way. Hold on.
All right. Okay, for you, Papa Drew, I will. Coffee makes you poop. There you go. There's your echo.
It's off now.
Um, no, it's still doing it. Let me see if I can pop you out and pop you back in if that helps. Let's see. Nope, it's still coming back through. I don't know what's going on. TR shows links right here. Uh, what I can do is I'll mute myself. I can ask you questions. This is going to echo on my end. Oh man. See if he pops back in. Um, Needs to turn everything off but StreamYard. Okay. Um, the thumbnail for today, that was K&R Destinations made that thumbnail for me. So that's who made that one. Hello, Weekend Irving. Hopefully he gets that figured out. but if not, go check out the TR show. He goes live like in the early afternoons. Uh, for most of you guys, it's like around noon for me, um, or 11 for me. So 2 p.m. for on the East Coast. You should go check him out. He does a really cool show. He has a bunch of different creators that come in there, um, and he tries to help people out that are getting close to milestones, help get subscribers and stuff like that. So um, if if you can, definitely go check out his show. He's really good at guitar as well. He plays a really mean guitar, um, and he's got a real interesting backstory and everything of where he came from for sure. And hello, Aaron. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Um, so yeah, I'll just show you guys. You'll kind of see tomorrow on the vlog for those that watch the vlog, but and I like I said, Instagram if you want to see stuff more current time, but I got the riding boots now. So I've got riding boots set up, and I'm gonna take those off for now while nobody's in here. It always makes me sound weird in my own head. My little bit of hairs that are up there. I gotta go take that care of that later today. Anyway, um, burnt burnt microwave popcorn is overcooked. Sucks. It smells bad. Yeah, it does. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I knew somebody that used to love burnt popcorn. Like they love to eat burnt popcorn, and I was like, what is your deal, man? That doesn't even compute to me at all. At all. Yeah, Melnetti Aaron gets a lot of places. She's kind of like me. A lot of different channels that she moderates for. She's a really good moderator to learn from. If you guys want to learn moderating, um, but I was talking about the podcast and the podcast app that I use is called Anchor, and so I've got. I'll show you here. Yeah, I can do um, all my podcast stuff in here, right in the app. So I uploaded it and everything, and I've got a list of a bunch of the episodes that are coming out, but I just have one coming out a day on there right now, and they're not in the same number order. So I just want to let you guys know that they're a little bit different number order. But TR's back. Hopefully it works now. Hopefully. Hello.
Hi there. How are you? I think I'm back and good and ready to go.
Yeah, we're good. We're good now. We're good now. Um, so I was kind of telling them about the show that you do every day, and
Uh,
that's kind of where I came across how you use like bots in your stream and stuff like that, and I was really intrigued by it, and so I kind of took that idea and put it with some of my own that I already had wanted to implement. So I wanted to thank you for having those in there and it allowed me to learn how to do things a lot better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What because I heard on Daydream you were talking about that you want to like do TV and stuff like that. Um, what sparked the idea to start doing the live shows on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're asking me why?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
What sparked the idea that to start doing the live shows that you
Okay.
on your channel?
Okay. There are many reasons behind my live streams on YouTube. The main one was after I got to 1,000 subscribers, and it was a struggle to get to 4,000 watch hours. Um, because of all these struggles. I thought that
Hmm.
if there was a way to help somebody to make the burden lighter, I would try to help them, because not all of us is going to find that content that will drive the traffic to our page
Yeah.
at any given time. So if we can find a way to bypass that struggle, then I would want to do or contribute whatever I can to make this happen. So that was one of my main reason for doing, grow streams on YouTube, or giving tips on how to make one's channel better, and so forth and so on. I'm always wanting to help somebody who is struggling in life in whatever way I can, not just on
Yeah.
YouTube, but even in life. If there is a particular person that is struggling to find their way through life, I want to be that person to guide them, to give them whatever helping hand I can. So it's just a passion on my end to help people to get along in life.
Hmm. For sure. And Melnetti says hello, hello, TR, and give you some hearts. Wait, you know Miss Melnetti for sure.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. She's
Yes. What is your uh, uh, when you're talking about giving back to everybody? I know you recently did um uh art auction to help a doctor there,
Mhm.
and I kind of tell people it's almost feels selfish because it makes you feel so good to help other people out.
Mhm.
So like if anybody's out there wondering about that and thinking about helping other people out, tell them how it feels for you to
Oh,
help others.
it's a wonderful feeling, and ever since I was a child, I found out that I enjoy helping people. When I remember there was a lost stranger in the community where I was raised. This person was going somewhere and didn't know where to go. This person was lost, and they stumbled upon me and said, "Hey, do you know where to find Oak Tree Gardens?" And I said, "Oh yeah, sure. You're going to go all the way down this road. You're going to take the first left, and then you're going to take the first right after that. Then you're going to continue
Hmm.
up that road. It's about 3 miles down, but you will find your way." And when I can give somebody a direction, and after they say, "Oh, thank you, that was really helpful," it makes me feel wonderful as a child. And then I said to myself, if I can do anything to help somebody, it makes me happy. So even to give somebody directions to somewhere that they would have been lost, for me, that is helping them. Great. If I can give somebody just a simple advice, great. Whatever I can give to contribute to better somebody, it makes me truly happy.
Hmm.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
It's it that's why I said it kind of makes me feel selfish because it makes you feel good at the same time when you help others
Oh
and
yes.
and all that. And you grew up um, in Jamaica, correct?
Oh yes.
And so how, because I when you were on Daydream Show, you talked about not having shoes sometimes to go to school, and that made me just appreciate because we didn't have a lot when I was little, but I always had shoes at least, so it made me appreciate the shoes that I did have. Like I didn't have the fancy shoes, but at least I had shoes.
Hmm.
So it just I always tell people that perspective on life can make you view things in a different light. And so when you talked about coming here, like tell people how it is to come here from starting where you started out.
Yeah. Yes, I remember that story as if it was yesterday. Going to school was a struggle. As a matter of fact, not just going to school was a struggle. Everything was a struggle back there in Jamaica in my early childhood days. You know, uh, there was I remember we had no electricity, so there was no storage for food, because everything that we ate was for the day. Only things that could be preserved without refrigerator we would have had. So we would have like ground food, like yams and bananas, and those we would have them. But for the most part, we didn't have meat. Like, you know, there was no chicken, and there was no beef, and there was no oxtail, and there was no form of meat. And in the day, we used to survive by the day. There was no
Mm,
tomorrow for us where I lived. There was never a tomorrow. There was only today. So in the 2 days that we had back then, so we would, eat our one meal, and there was no in between meals either. When after lunch there would be dinner, and after dinner that's it. Nothing till tomorrow. And I mean, everything was in the moment. We lived in the moment. And so, everything was hard, everything was a struggle. And going to school, that was hard too. And my father, he was a religious man. He was a Christian believer who believed that his wife shouldn't work. And he didn't really have a job. He was a painter, and people would hire him to paint like every now and then. So he gets a job, like let's say he gets a job once this month, and he doesn't know when he's getting the next job. So he didn't really have a job either, and he didn't believe that his wife, which was my mother, should work. So she stayed home to take care of us, and everything was hard. So there was limited food or no food, and there was limited clothing or none. We had one of everything to go everywhere. We had one. I had one shirt for school and one pants for school and no shoes for school. So when I get home from school in the evenings, I would wash my shirt um, to go back to school the following day.
mhm,
And we didn't have books. When teachers sent book lists for us to get books to go to school, the only book I had was one book to write in. And believe it or not, a book that was the size of, let me see if I find one. A book that was the size of, it was smaller than this, as a matter of fact. This was sliced in two halves, half for me and half for my brother. So not even a whole book I could afford. Well, not me. My parent could afford for me to
mm,
go to school. So, I know life for what it is. I've had life at the lowest. So where I am now, I know exactly how to appreciate life and love life, and that's why I enjoy helping somebody, because I know what it is to not be able to find simple things.
mm,
When you are in your comfort zone and when you're in a state where you can find whatever you want, you don't know what it is to go to bed hungry at nights. You don't know what it is to not search for, when you have an event and you're going out to a banquet, or you're going out to a function, whatever that is, and you don't have a closet to pick clothes. When you're going out, you're just going to take up the same shirt that you were wearing at the last event. That's what you're going to wear to the next event. So you just take your shirt up and you get popping, because there is no choices there. There's no options. So that's what makes it interesting for me now, that I have a little more. I still don't have a lot, because I still take so much of what I have to give to others. It makes me don't have a lot either. But I have enough for survival. I have enough shirt and enough pants to survive for a year if I didn't buy any clothes. So, these are the things that really make me happy.
yeah. Well, that and you just got married to your wonderful wife, SF Rose. He just popped in the chat room. Can you tell me how you two met, and because I think it's really awesome how she helps you out with your channel, and you help her out with hers. Like, how did you two meet each other?
Well, that was a mystery, if I should say. So I have been a professional musician for years, and I was working with this artist by the name of Dwayne Stevenson. And there was this one time that he was doing a show in the United States. As a matter of fact, he was doing a show in New York. And the band that was prepared for him was a band that was from local soil here. And he wanted his roots, he wanted somebody who understand him, who had a chemistry with his music and knows what his music about, because chemistry is very important in music. You can be a great musician and you don't have chemistry with a
Mm.
artist or other musicians or a song, it just doesn't gel. You don't find the pockets. So he needed at least one of his Jamaican musicians to be on stage with him to make him feel comfortable. And of course, I was the only person at the time that was available that he was very comfortable with. So of course he called me up and he said, "Hey Duke, what are you doing this weekend?" I said to him, "I think I am free. For all I know, when I checked my schedule the last time, I only had a few rehearsals that wouldn't affect my weekend." He said, "Okay, well, I need you. Can you fly today?" I said,
Hmm.
"Oh yes, if I have a ticket, I can fly today," which was a Wednesday. And he said to me, "Well, I want you for a show this weekend, and you have to fly out at the first flight tonight." And I said, "Okay, no problem." And I said, "Go ahead, book the flight, and I'm ready to come." So he booked the flight that Wednesday, that Wednesday afternoon, and by 9 o'clock that Wednesday night, I was right here in the United States. And I got to the show and I played and I was enjoying myself because music is my happy place. And I was playing and I was enjoying myself and I was enjoying myself. And there was this awesome lady, quiet as a lamb, in a corner, just looking. All she wasn't dancing, she wasn't drinking, she wasn't smoking, she wasn't talking. She was just all quiet in this little corner, all by herself. And I'm like, there is just something about that lady right there. And after the show, we met because she herself and Dwayne Stevenson, they were very close friends, and they are still very close friends. And so, for years. And so after the show, um, I saw her and I said hello to her, and she said hi. And she said, "Are you Duke?" I said, "Yes, I am. That would be me." And she said, "Wow, you must be an awesome person. I've heard a lot about you." She wanted to see who this person was that Dwayne thought, he couldn't do without. He
Right.
wanted, she wanted to see who this person was. And so I said, "Yeah, that would be me." And the rest was history. So that was the meeting point, and the rest of that was history. It brought us to today, sharing this awesome union of friendship.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's amazing how God can work and put people in your life at the time that they're supposed to be there. Because
Oh
had she
yes.
not went out that night, you might have never met her.
Oh
Might not be where you're at now. So
absolutely.
yeah, it's really really incredible to see the different things that have happened. And how did you get started in music? Like, did you always want to play guitar? You watched people playing guitar when you were younger and just wanted to get one, and that's how you got started, or?
Like for many interviews that I've done, and people would ask the question, why music? Why the guitar? Why did you choose music? And I would tell them, I did not choose music. I did not choose the guitar either. Music chose me. And how I would answer this question is, yes, yes, I had a love for guitar from a tender age. When I go to church, and I would be so close to the guitar with my hands under my chin, looking at the
Mm,
guitar player, and I'm like, oh my wow. The music used to speak so loud to me. I used to hear different things from what everybody is hearing. And so
mm-hmm.
music spoke to my soul as a child growing up. And I've always been fascinated with the guitar, but then I could only be fascinated with the guitar because the guitar was the only instrument in the church. There was no piano, there was no organ,
Oh,
there was no
okay.
drum, there was nothing else. There was only the guitar. So the guitar was
Right.
the only thing I knew. And then my father never used to listen to the radio. We had no electricity and we had nothing. So no radio, no TV, no internet, no nothing. It was just the dark world. And so
Hmm.
it was just guitar as anything as in the entertainment section, only guitar. So I developed a love for guitar. And then I've always wanted to try the guitar, but I had none. My father didn't buy me a guitar. My mother didn't buy me one. There was no guitar anywhere for me to get practice or to start learning how to play the guitar. But um, one day I went to my bed, well, one night, and I had a dream that I was playing the guitar. And the the dream was so real that when I get up the next morning, I was so upset. I'm like, oh my goodness, this was a dream. I thought this was real. And so I remembered what happened in the dream. I remember the formation of my fingers and how I held the guitar. And I broke into the church that morning. I took the windows out and slid into the church and took the guitar in the church and practiced what I saw in my dream. And lo and behold, what I saw in my dream was as real as it could ever be. The same thing that I
Wow.
saw in my dream, I went to the church and I strummed those chords and I was like, wow, it's actually real. And I was in a maze. I was on clouds that day. I was sailing on white fluffy clouds in the blue sky. That's how I felt, strumming that guitar, and the rest of that was also history. Ever since that, I would go to my bed at night and I would see myself playing for a function, and I would go back to the church the next day, and I realized that when I tried what I saw in my dream was reality. And so one Saturday, um, when the original musician didn't turn up early, I grabbed that guitar and decided to try to play for the service. And everybody was astonished, including my parent, because nobody knew that I had classes in which I didn't have any. Well, I had classes in my dreams.
Right.
So nobody saw me going to classes. Nobody saw me with a guitar. So picking up a guitar and playing it for the first time for everybody was amazed, and that was where my music career started in my dreams, and it became a reality. So yeah,
Shows you shows you how powerful your mind can be.
oh
That
yes,
you can learn that in your dreams, like um, and just be able to pick it up. Like you like I worked really hard at trying to learn guitar, and it's like I really love music, but playing it is really difficult for me. Um, so when you hear stories like that, you just know some people are just born to be able to do stuff like that. They just have a gift,
well,
and you're one of those people that has a gift for it for sure. Um, is there anybody that you would like to work with in music that you haven't got to work with yet?
um, you know, it doesn't matter who I work with in terms of I like to work with people who have a deep passion for the art. Like for instance, I don't want to play with somebody who wants to compete to be the better musician. That's not what I want. I want somebody who wants to play because they love to play. They sit down and they don't care so much about what you bring to the table, but more so about basing themselves to connect with you, with your energy on a particular level. So I actually love George Benson. He was one of my favorite guitar player. Before him, there was West Montgomery, um, but I think he died, and he was George Benson was influenced by Montgomery, and so most of his styles is like that. So I like him. I would love to, collaborate with him one day, maybe. And then I like John Mayer, Eric Clapton, and these guys. I really do like them. So if I should do a collaboration one day, John Mayer probably would be my pick because of his style and his soul and how he feels music. So he would be one of my choice of collaboration, John Mayer.
Yeah, yeah, and he's a really interesting character. Like I haven't gotten too much into his music, but he seems like there's so many people that um, are really touched by his music that he seems like he's got a really deep backstory to himself, and that's kind of what comes through when you play guitar too. Like there's something about the way that you play the notes that it's not just the notes. There's emotion in when you play. It's not just robotic. That makes sense.
Oh yes, and that's why and that's why I said I had friends in Jamaica that when I played music with them, you know, I don't feel the way they feel because they're trying to outdo me. I have friends who, when we play music together, they're trying to play better than me. They're trying to be the better guitarist. They're trying to show off their fancy skills and to be that guy. When I take my guitar up, I am not trying to be that guy. I am playing what my soul connects to my fingers. And so I am not thinking about okay, he's playing a Phrygian mode, he's playing the pentatonic scale, he's playing a blues scale. All right, I need to play the bebop scale so I can be more sophisticated. I need to play at 120 BPM so I can be all fast and that's not
Right.
me. I want to tell a story with my music, especially when I'm performing solo. Um, I want to play a note and you can almost hear me say Lord in the note,
Hmm.
Lord, that kind of vibe. I just don't want to play a number of notes because I learned back in the day that you can be playing and it turn out to be a blob of sound or a blob of noise. You're just playing. I never wanted to be that type of guitar player. So, hence the way I play my music.
Right, right. And Melnetti Loving Free Zip Code this says you're telling a story playing the guitar. Like you're just saying. And Rants with Rogers, you're the man, TR. And he's in TV. He's a news anchor in Spokane. And I know that's kind of what you'd love to do with your show one day is be able to have something like it on TV because you do PR news and reviews. I believe is that the other one.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is that channel focuses on having people on, I believe as well, right? Or
Oh,
you're having
yes.
them on both now?
No, mostly the TR news and reviews. Well, sometimes I have like people for music. I would bring them on the TR show because that's where the TR show is about music.
Hmm.
Music and vlogs and motivational speaking. So if it is about motivational speaking, the TR show. If it's about vlogs and music, the TR show. I will bring those people on the TR show. But as it is for anything else, I bring them on the TR news and reviews. If it's about news about your country, news about your park, whatever, or if I should review someone's channel, then I'm going to take it to the TR news and reviews. So everything news and everything reviews over there, and everything music and everything motivational over by the TR show. So yes, the TR news is about news and reviews.
Yeah. And what was there anybody on YouTube that you watched before you started doing a YouTube channel? that you were kind of inspired by to do YouTube?
Um, I was not inspired by any one in particular because when I was first before I became a YouTuber,
Hmm.
um, I would just search for random music videos, random guitar players. So I would not type a name in when I am searching for something. I would type in what I want to learn. So, like for instance, I wanted to learn some jazz. I would just type in the search jazz guitars, and then whomever come up, that's what I'm working with. I didn't care if a short man or a tall guy or
Right.
anyone playing the guitar was okay for me. So I wasn't looking for any. I wasn't influenced by anybody in particular.
Hmm.
But when I started out as a YouTuber, was when I went to Europe in 2018, and I was always into nature and adventure. So I would take pictures and make little videos, and then one day I decided to upload, my journey. So when I go to different countries, I would just make videos and upload my music, and um, but it wasn't growing. Nobody knew about my channel. But one day, one of my cousin reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you subscribe to my channel?" And I said, "Oh, sure." And she was into cooking, and I said, "Will you subscribe to mine as well? Because I'm trying to build my platform as well." And she said, "Oh, of course, right away, I will do that." I remember having 19 subscribers. Uh, Sorry about
Oh,
that.
oh, it's all right. Yeah, 19
Uh,
subscribers.
yeah, I remember having 19 subscribers at the time, and she started at zero. And I remember watching her when I subscribed to her. She had about 10, and then you know, few minutes later, she had 20. So she was one ahead of me already. And then we were like in a mini battle. Uh, and then I remember getting to about 31. I asked my friends and my brothers and everyone I knew closely that time to subscribe to my channel. And I was on Facebook telling people to subscribe. And I got to
Yeah.
31. And I remember one day I got up and looked on her channel and she had 120. And I'm like, what? How is she moving so fast? And, I was still at 31, and she passed me back again and went to 200 and passed me back at 31 again. I was still at 31 when she got to 232. And I watched her get to 300 and pass me back again, still at 31. I'm like, no, 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 no. What is she doing that I'm not doing? I'm like, is
Right.
people how is people finding her so easily? And no matter what I do, nobody can find my channel. Is it my name? Is it what I do? Why nobody is finding me? And then one day she posted a link on her WhatsApp, and I hit the link, and it took me to her live stream. And I realized that she was into networking with a group of people like the grow streams. So that's why she was growing so fast. Not necessarily because she had great contents, but because she actually was networking. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my goodness, this is what you've been doing. I remember she gave me a shout out that day, and I gained 6 subscribers, and I was now at 37. And I'm like, wow, this is a great push. I was so excited for 37. And that same day, I found all the growth streams on YouTube that I could possibly get into. And I got to 133 that same day. And, the rest of it was like in 15 days, I was celebrating my first 1K. And that's how my YouTube journey started, and everything else followed. The different things that I do on here follows. I didn't have a banner, a channel art, logo. These things, I didn't have them. I was just doing regular things until I see different. I'm like, oh, okay. Somebody made me the first banner for free, And I was like so excited when I saw it. I'm like, this looks really interesting. And my channel started looking better and better and better. And then I
Hmm.
eventually paid for, the rest of things that I have now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's people, I think when they start at YouTube, they look at other channels or whatever they have and they see them already shooting such good video or editing and all that stuff, and they don't realize that that person started out where you're at, not doing that good, and not having their channel together and all that kind of stuff. And so I think it's really good for people to um, come and hear the stories like that, like you're saying, the motivation of it. Like you just got to keep working at it if you want YouTube to take off, but you can't just sit there and wait for people to find you. You gotta go out there and get your name out there with other people for sure.
Hmm.
And Rasmus Roger says TR once offered me a job on his live stream. True story.
Yeah, he seemed to be professional in the business. When he first came to my channel, I realized that he was. I read his story, and I realized that he was a journalist. Well, still is a journalist. He worked on TV stations, and he had been in the business for a long time. He was a professional. And my dream is to do this on a professional level. So when I saw
Mm-hmm.
him, I was like, wow, people like you is what I need, because eventually that is exactly where I'm going. And I am grateful to have any knowledge that, someone can pass down to me to say, hey, this is what you can do. This is how you do your presentation. These are some of the things that you can do. So I am still looking forward to work with Rants with Rogers one day. I don't know what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, but I look forward to one day, maybe 2021, 2022, whenever. But I look forward to working with him one day.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's a very um, interesting person, and he's always there to help out. He reviews people's videos for free, and so it's people like him that help, like you want to be take it to professional level one day, and eventually I'd like to be interviewing people on TV one day. So I'm on the same kind of mindset as you, and working at this, and getting so many people on, and that's why I liked having you on, because the way that you do your live stream, if you guys are like want to start learning about live streams and how to make them more entertaining and make them a good experience for everybody that's there, I would say go watch a few of TR's live streams. You got one later today, I know, coming up too.
Hmm.
You're just as busy as guy as I am on YouTube, that's for sure. If not busier, because you got multiple channels. Um, but how, like, I know you've had like a few people that have come in your chat room that have ended up, blowing up on YouTube, because that's how it works. That's one of the things, like you learned that when you were, starting out with your cousin there, and you're taking off. So how has it been watching some people that you've helped like end up taking off? Like, does it kind of make you feel proud that you've been part of their journey on YouTube?
Um, not totally. When I'm helping the person, or after I've helped the person, in that moment um, is when I feel great about helping. After that, they're on their own, and they can do things for themselves. I am not like, oh, if it weren't for I, that person would not be there. I kind of
Right.
like forget that I helped. The only time that I really remember is that I did something for this person is some of the times when the person gets so big they pretend they don't know me anymore. That's the time when I will sometimes say, that guy, I remember when he came to my stream with like 5 subscribers and I helped him to 1,000, and this guy is like pretending like, who is TR, because he's all big I've had lots of people who used me. You know, I remember getting quite a few people to 1,000, and I've never seen them after that, and they are doing really well. And sometimes even when I turn up to their streams or to whatever they do, they pretend like, this is just a stranger coming into their streams. That's when I remember. And sometimes I don't feel so good about that. But
Hmm.
otherwise, when I'm helping somebody, that's when I feel um, a good way, a good thing, a good feeling is inside me when I can watch somebody celebrating. Oh my God, I got to 1K. And I remember that I helped or I contribute to this person journey. I feel good. And when I see somebody doing well, I feel good about them. I am not even
Hmm.
thinking that, oh, I helped you, so, stop behaving like you are all that. I don't even think that type of way. I am happy for somebody who is doing well. It doesn't matter who helped them. I help you, you're doing well, I'm happy. You help
Hmm.
somebody, they're doing well, I'm happy. Anybody, if you're doing well, I am just happy for you. I want everybody to
Yeah.
do better than me. I want everybody to be doing better. And I am motivated by someone who is doing well. It drives me to try harder, to own my craft and to get better every day at what I do.
Yeah, and it's really I like to help like little channels out, because I'm not that big yet, so I can only give them so much help. But I like to help them out and give them that boost because, like you're saying, those days where you just want to get to a certain level, whether it's 100 or whatever it is, and you're sitting there and it's dragging on you. I'd rather help people get past that and let them keep creating. And like you're saying, if they get to be super successful, I think it's awesome because more people see that they have achieved their dream,
Hmm.
and the more people that see that you can chase after a dream, the more happy people will have in the world.
Absolutely. Um, I just see my notification come up just now that my phone is about to die.
Okay.
So I'm streaming from my phone because when I was doing it on my system, because of the echo, I decided to do my phone instead because
Okay.
I don't the headset doesn't work well from my system. I need to get that corrected. Um, when I plug my headset in, it still comes through the speaker, so that need to be sorted out. So I need to fix that. But
Okay.
I think I'm probably have about 5 minutes before this thing go out. So
Oh, that's fine.
if there's a particular question that you would like to ask, or if there's anybody in the chat that wants to know something in particular, now is a good time to ask that question.
Yep. Now you got a chance, and go check out his show later today. The link's been going in the chat for his channel. I'll be over there later today because you got the royal family over there, and
Oh yes,
I call it the family over here. It used to be for Van and combination of family, but now it just stands for very awesome family. So that's what I call people over here is the family. Um, so I don't see any other ones popping up here in chat for you. Um, and your phone's about to die, so that's all good. I want to thank you for being here today, TR, and hopefully I can have you back again in the future sometime.
my
We'll have
pleasure.
another chat.
Oh
Awesome.
sure.
Thank you, sir. I'll
All
see
right,
you later.
all right. God bless you until we meet again.
Yeah, God bless you too.
All right.
All right, guys. So that's the TR show. Go over and check TR out. Um, we'll be here for a few more minutes. Um, go check TR out and say hello to him and go see his show. Melnetti's over there. I'm usually over there when I can get over there. Um, and everybody's hanging out and having a good time. But I appreciate y'all being here. And I saw David, the producer, pop in here. That's really awesome. I like seeing him around. I'm a moderator over on his channel. Um, and so if you want to check David, the producer, out, he has like pretty big guests. He just had on one of the people from the band, Yes, um, and he's got other people coming up on his show as well that are they're really cool. So definitely go check his channel out as well. But I am super excited. Like I said, got the boots, I got the gloves, and I got the notification that the helmet shipped and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So you'll probably see a vlog with me with the helmet on. I'll just do one with the helmet on just because um, when I get one for sure. Um, but yeah, the what I was trying to tell you guys, and you've seen the link thing being in there. If you would like to send me like a message to play on Anchor, or not play on Anchor, but play on the podcast. And the podcast is getting put in more places. It's on Spotify right now. It's on Pocket Cast right now. I hadn't heard of that one, but I haven't been into podcasts for a little while. Um, but what I can do is add your messages to the show. So like ooh, I have to go in here. Like I can play you. Daydream sent me one. I'll turn up the
Bob's Adventures on Wheels, my man. He hooked me up with Anchor, so I come over here
so
and make a podcast.
I can play messages in the podcast. And if you guys want to set up a podcast, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. And they have like a built-in thing to get you any like commercials or whatever for your podcast. They can get you. Yeah, yeah, Dark Vader with oh yeah, yeah, um, yeah, and he's a really cool guy. TR is a really cool guy. Um, and I think if you guys are sort of just looking for some place to hang out in the afternoon, and a place to network and um, help grow your channel a little larger, that's a place to go and see everybody for sure. Um, he is, like I said, a great guitarist. Like Melanetti knows, people that have been over there know. Rancis Rogers probably knows, but he's a very sorry, I want to make sure I got things in chat set there. I wanted to take a look at them and see how they were looking. But I'll be on tomorrow with Nettie, and we're gonna have Mimi out of the bottle on tomorrow, and she's gonna talk about um, some healing stuff that she does, and it worked for her to help her get over her depression. Um, so we're gonna be talking to her about that. So that'll be on tomorrow. And good morning, Buckeye Kitty. Uh, yeah, so I'm really excited for the podcast part, and so you guys will see me. Um, like I said, none of my lives are scheduled anymore, except for the one with Dina and then with Nettie on Saturday. Oh, I always do that. I always leave those on. Bothers me. It gets in my head when nobody else is talking because it just bothers me how I sound. Anyway, uh, but besides those, none of the other ones are scheduled. So don't feel like you have to come to my live if you see one pop up. But I have um, a crap ton of guests coming up. I wanted to slow down a little bit, but um, just so you guys can see each one of the little dots on there, that's a guest that's scheduled. So I have quite a few guests scheduled, um, and but the ones from the 17th on, so um, starting on Monday, are all guests that I've gotten through the podcast guest thing that I got that a bunch of publicists are part of and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of musical artists coming up. I have a bunch of I have authors coming up. I have people that have done TED Talks coming up. I have a whole basically what I've been doing right now is kind of like if we're gonna go on I'm trying to think of a term like we'll go a fighting term like with lightweight belts and now I'm getting middleweight belts. So um as far as how it helps me get guests in the future too. So I get a bunch of those, and then one day hopefully we'll start to get like you get start getting like A-list people to be guests, and it's all part of the process. Is like having all these interviews, having that many built up. Which by the way, when I figured it out, and I couldn't even get them all downloaded and converted, but there are 32 episodes that are going to be going live on the podcast. This will be 33 after I put it up there. Um, so 33 episodes of of the podcast, and there's three that are released on there right now. Like I said, they're in a different order than what they have come out to up until this point. So probably tomorrow's show, and that's kind of why I got a chance to talk to you now. Tomorrow's show, it won't say 26, it'll say 34, and that's so that the numbers start to line up on the the numbers start to line up on the podcast side as well as the live interview side. And Gina, that's kind of a lot of the ones that I have interviews are going to be in the evenings or the late afternoon for me, evenings for you guys, or earlier in that evening for you guys. So a lot more people will be able to attend. But I have, oh my goodness, guys, I got two interviews on Monday, kind of like I did yesterday. So I got two interviews on Monday. Oh my goodness. So that's why I said if you guys can come in, that's awesome. If you can't, that's fine too. Don't think that you have to be here at this point. The if you guys want to watch my vlog and keep up on life, and you don't want to be here for interviews, that's fine too. At this point, the interviews are have turned into basically what I wanted them to be, which is the podcast. So you can be here for the live taping of the podcast and hang out and all that kind of stuff. But it's this is a multi. When I do the interviews, it's meant to be a multi um, content, not just for YouTube. So that's what I finally was able to do and expand. And by the way, so I'm still not monetized on YouTube, and I wanted to kind of show you guys this before we go to Roy and Becky. If you guys want to go to Roy and Becky right now, you can go to Roy and Becky right now. I don't mind and start rating them. But I wanted to show you this, which I know it's silly. I know it's silly, and it's not that great. But I just started the podcast, and look, guys, it already made a penny. So Daydream like played my podcast, Family Show. If you type it in Spotify or whatever, but it's got the ad thing built in, so the actual podcast has already made a penny. And I'm going to use that. I'm starting a. Oh, that's that sticker, by the way, from P&W Bushcraft. Um, I'm going to start a foundation to help creators that have emergencies. Um, and I'm going to be using a lot of the funding from the podcast part of that to put into that. because I got to come up with quite a bit to get all the paperwork filled out. And I'm getting together a board of directors. I'm asking people. So if you're interested in being on the board of directors of it, um, contact me and we'll figure something out. But oh, whoa, I didn't know that. So yeah, Francis Rogers uses Anchor too. Yeah, dude, it's so. I used to do it way back in the day, and it is so much um harder back in the day than this. This is easy. Like, and I do it from the phones. Like, you guys don't understand. I still use the phone for the most part. So anyway, there's the uh raid on Roy and Becky's. So pop on over there. I'm gonna end it here. I want to thank you guys for being on here. As soon as I get done on here, then I'm downloading the show and putting it over there because I'm staying on top of it. It took me a few hours yesterday of downloading and re-uploading to be able to do that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with Nettie and Meet Me Out of the Bottle, and then next week. Next week it goes crazy, guys. Some days will be multiple times a day, but it's a whole different level. So, hey, KNR, I'm heading over to Roy and Becky, but I'll be on tomorrow, and then I got some more interviews next week. So I will see you then, and I'll play the outro video. Later, guys.